Hey everyone, welcome to PPIC, Paranormal Partners in Crime. I'm Dee,
And I'm Kathy.
and we are finally in person.
Together.
Together. Not so in person with
Well,
me. We're finally in person together because we could have been in person separately, but we're not.
but that's how we've been.
We weren't in person. We were virtual. So we went through. So this topic is prophetic dreams, and so I like talking about prophetic dreams because they're still unsure exactly what dreams are, what dreams are not. And so you see people, and I was going through my dreams with my mom, and I was kind of going through that where there's prophetic dreams that are just straightforward. And then there's other ones that like you have to decode, but once you get it, you get it. Like it is exactly what it says. And then there's other dreams that I have that are prophetic, but I don't think they're prophetic for this particular timeline. And so when I was, if you're a timeline person, you know, so like when it comes to dreams, this actually ties back into like biblical, where they had people who were interpreting dreams.
Okay.
And so a lot of royalty put a lot of stock in how dreams shook out. So for this one, it's hard for me to think of prophetic, but I'm gonna try to say prophetic in on this timeline for the most part, but I'm going to change it up a bit. So Ma,
Hmm.
what are your top prophetic dreams? You go one, I go one. We'll bounce back and forth.
You go first.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with a classic, an oldie but a goodie. Okay. When I was younger, I couldn't have been more than 5 because we still lived in Gainesville. I'm gonna throw it out there because I don't live there anymore. We lived in Gainesville and I was a little kid and I had a nightmare that my grandma died in a car wreck. And I remember freaking out and having to talk to my grandma. And I was like, well, maybe it's my other grandmother, but she was dead before I was alive. But it wasn't a car wreck. Fast forward to 25 years later, not even that much.
No.
Like grandma died when I was 20, 24. So fast forward 19 years later, my grandmother's in the hospital. She's been in and out of a medical induced coma. And she has shingles that have attacked her brain and it scarred the side of her face. And so I used to come down on the weekends and visit her and sometimes take my homegirl with me. And then one day she woke up and she remembered me, which happens sometimes. She always remembered my dad because he white, I guess. So like, he was like the only white person there, so she remembered him. But she remembered me. But the first words out her mouth when she saw me, she said, "Was I in a wreck?" And immediately I was like transported back to that dream, where in the dream she had the scarring on her face. And I thought it was because she had like hit the sidewalk and because that's how her shingles looked. Yep. And so my brain was like, and I was like, oh snap. It took 19 years for that dream to come true.
But you know what? When she said that, I was thinking, did she go back to when she was pregnant with me?
She was in that wreck.
And she was in that wreck. And was she thinking about me?
Like she thought I was you?
Yeah.
That could be. But then why would you be looking at her if she was pregnant? But grandma was gifted, so grandma could have experienced it like that. Ooh, that's interesting. There's layers to that, Mom.
Because I sit back and I think about it. I thought about it then.
Because maybe I was watching y'all. Because maybe I was the ancestor that had, you know what I mean? And then I was reincarnated.
Could have been.
But there are so many layers to it. I didn't even consider none of these layers, by the way. Happy birthday, by the way. I want everybody to know it's her birthday. It's her birthday.
Had a blast today with my kids.
It's literally 11:33 p.m.
No grandkids.
Just the kids. Just the kids. So yeah, so interesting. And that's interesting that this is the dream that I literally last minute said, let's do it, which is her being pregnant with you.
But do you remember? Well, you don't remember because
I wasn't there.
Well, I was there, but I don't remember.
But I heard it.
But when she said, did I get in a wreck? That is the only wreck that she has ever been in.
Oh, I remember, and that's why she didn't drive for a while, isn't it?
Right.
She started driving a lot later in life. I just thought about that. Yeah. So yeah, there's layers. So in that one moment, we were all connected. When I guess in those 2 moments, we were connected. 3 moments. That's wild, man. All right. So yes, prophetic dream 1. What's yours?
Mine was when my cousin Thomas passed. It had been he hadn't passed yet, but I had a dream about him that he was gonna die. And I remember telling mama, and I don't know if it bothered me so well, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. He was like everybody's favorite.
Mhm.
He was like the favorite, and he was like the only boy for a very long time in the family. And it was bad. I remember waking up and telling mama, and we didn't have a phone. We would have to go to Miss Eva.
Mhm.
And so I just remember after about 2 or 3 days of us talking about it, we went to Miss Eva's house, and mama called Aunt Marion and told her. And and it was so weird because Aunt Marion said, yeah, his sister already told him that.
Mm. Oh, is that the one that was preparing to die?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I think you talked about that when you were talking about your gift.
Yeah.
How he was preparing to die.
And yeah. And they said like he died like that Monday, but they said um that weekend, like he got his hair cut, he got his nails done,
Mhm.
because him and his sister was having a contest who could grow the longest nails. But he got his nails done or clipped them down, and it just and but I want to say we called her
Mhm.
like that Saturday. And so when we got the call like that Monday, it was like and I think that's when I started, that's when I understood the stress that gift could have.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, so that's mine.
All right, so my second one. Now I don't know if I told this dream on here before. If not, I'm gonna hear it twice. Don't worry, I got over 2,000 dreams. We got time. Um, but I had a dream that my former spouse and I were driving down a cobblestone road. I was driving, but I was driving the vehicle was European because I was driving on the opposite side. And when I was driving, they kept putting down the visor. I'm like, bro, like put it back up. And it was like, can you see now? Like being like, can you see?
Smart.
Yeah. And so like I ended up turning at this light. Made a right at the light, and it was a coffee shop, like a little cafe, not a coffee shop, sorry, cafe on the right. And so as soon as we made this turn, there was this giant volcano, it looked like, that was coming down. And then we bust out laughing and looked at each other. We said we did all that fighting just for this to happen. And we didn't try to like beat it. We literally just like hugged each other, and then death came. And so when we woke up, it was now dark outside. And we looked around, it was like the city was just quiet. And we went to the cafe and we knocked on the door, and a woman opened, a white woman. And I said, "Are we dead?" And she showed me the back of her eyes, which meant, yes, we're dead. And I said, "Okay." And she said, "We've been waiting for you. Come in." And I said, "Okay, cool." I have never felt anything so warm in my life.
Really?
So warm and inviting. And it was my soul family. It was our soul family. I'm like, this is the person part of my soul family. That's interesting. But like we were with our soul, my ex-spouse. So that's what I said. I was like, that's interesting. But they were playing this game, and they're like, everyone grab a piece of rope. It was like brown rope, like hardy brown rope.
Mhm.
And what you do is everyone goes in the center and try to make the rope like connect. And when you're in the center, you have to answer whatever question is being asked. And so one time we went in the center and they asked, was your religion served up high or under the hill? On top of the hill or under the hill? On top of the hill was Judaism, Christianity, Islam. Under the hill was like Buddhism, spiritualism, things like that. Right. And so we all went up and down. And then one person's like, mine was not even close to the hill. So like they had like a whole like really far reach, and we all just kind of laughed. And so like we did that for a couple rounds. And then I remember there was a point where we were all like introducing ourselves. And I was saying like, oh, I think I know you. And the lady was like, yeah, like I taught you to row. And the other lady beside her was like, it's not like she really needed us for that. And like they bust out laughing. And she was like, girl, like calm down. You don't have to, you doing too much. It was two white ladies, older white ladies. And so like I said, it was just such a warm energy. I did not want to wake up from this dream because we were all, you could tell we were all like so connected. One guy is a Black actor. I will never say who this man is. Um, but he was part of my soul family. So we're doing this all night. Mind you, we're dead. A lot of times the people die in dreams that wake up. That was when my dream literally just began, like at the death. And so the next day, I actually was connecting with a girl who I grew up with, who we had lost touch over the years, and then we had somehow found our way back. We'll end up losing touch again because of the lifestyle she was living was not conducive with mine. But for this day, I wanted to go take my vehicle to get service, and she was like, let's go to the crystal store. And I was like, cool, I've never been to this crystal store again, Gainesville. Gainesville is wow. Okay. I guess in my dreams. And so we go and I'm just looking around and I hear this lady say, I am so tired. I didn't sleep at all last night. And it's the voice from my dream. And I go to her and I say, I think I dreamt about you all last night. She said, around what time? And instead of answering the question, something in me said, and I answered just what it said, time is not linear, so the time wouldn't matter. And she said, you're right. What did you dream? I said, I dreamt that you taught me to row. And she moved to the side and it said row teachings on Tuesday evenings. And I was like, okay, so it was you. And we just kind of bust out laughing. And then I actually got my favorite ring. It was the labradorite ring. And labradorite actually helps with dreams. And around the labradorite is like labradorite in the center. And then around the edges is me and the person's birthstone. And it fit my finger, but it wouldn't fit her finger. And so I'm the one who has the ring. There were two of them, but it wouldn't fit her finger. And so I got the ring. She didn't, but I've never been back to the shop. So that was one of those prophetic dreams where actually that was my first and only time where I like met a person that I only met in the dream state in person. Like literally the next day. That was cool. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm like I said, I
You
I
had
don't
one more?
I don't have anything like that, but I do dream about people and dream about people that I've never seen in my life. And within like that next week, I will meet them. And unlike you, I just know because I remember
Oh, I be saying stuff. Now you gotta say stuff. They could be your soul family. This one is my soul family.
all I know is that even when you were little, I remember saying stuff to you and saying stuff to mama, saying stuff to Denise, like, I know this person.
Mhm.
I know I
And then
met,
deja vu be the same way where you're like, oh, I said this to this, and then you
yes.
said that. And they're like, but I wasn't gonna say that. I was like, oh, but you said it before. It must be a different timeline.
Yeah, but see, it it's a little more different for you to say that to somebody. Now I could say it if they were like your age and younger,
Mhm.
but my age, they'll be like, she's satanic.
It would. They really not not satanic. She's satanic. They
Yeah,
like, what?
you a sinner and satanic.
Right, satanic.
So 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 the most I could ever do is, like, just be pleasant.
You
Yeah.
always be like, you feel familiar.
Oh, I do that.
Okay,
I
okay.
do that. I definitely say, you just look like some, and in knowing in my head, no, Kat,
You've seen this
I've
person in your
seen
dream
this
state.
person.
Mhm.
I've been around this person, but in my dream
Mhm.
or somewhere,
Mhm.
somewhere else. I mean, there has been, even working at the prison, there
Mhm.
has been people,
That you dreamt about there in prison.
yeah, or that'll be when I used to work in receiving and they were coming in and I'd be like,
But you got a whole gang of people, literally. So like maybe I think those people are your soul family.
great, a bunch of inmates.
Do you know how protected we are? On both sides, the spirit realm and the physical. They wish the spirit would. What? Connected and protected.
I mean, and there's been like quite a few. I don't know if you remember, but I remember I told this one kid, never met him in my life, just had some drink, just had dreams that, you know how you get, because my dreams aren't beautiful and laid out like you. Mine will be like splash, splash, wake up. You're like,
What just happened?
yeah, what just happened? Because it was the one guy, I think I told you, met him, he came through, and he was getting ready to walk out. Like I said, God, spirit team, whoever it is, said, you need to tell him. I don't want to tell people already think I'm crazy. No. And it's like, you need to tell him or I'm gonna bother you.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'm just telling you, don't know. I said, but I said, I've been told to let you know, to tell you that you keep running from something, and no matter how hard you run, you can't outrun it. And he like welled up with tears.
Was that his family was pastors?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And I was just like, and he said, who told you? How do you know me? I said, I don't even know you. I said, I got your paper right here.
That's all I know.
I said, that is all I know. I just met you. He's like, but somebody had to tell you. I said, no. I said, I told you. I said, I said, I don't know if it was a dream. I don't know if something flashed to me. I said, but this is all I know. And he was just like, he said, it was meant, because there used to be three of us sitting in desk, and each one of us would take an inmate, and something happened. He was supposed to go to one of the other nurses, and something happened, and I think they called him back to do some paperwork out there, and he ended up coming to me, and he said, there's a reason that I came to you. And I said, and and like I said, I really don't want to be telling these people this, because you know how people look at you like you got a third eye.
Oh, you think I don't even notice it because that's just my life at this point, Mom.
I just be like,
they be looking at me and be like, yeah, also, okay, your grandma said she been dead 30 years and that's why she brought me. Okay. This is what she told me.
She said, your mama said, but I mean, like even in, like I said, I am not sure if it's a dream, if it's a vision, if it's
timeline shifting, or you already experienced it before.
Yeah.
It's happening.
And when I see these people,
they call that a glitch in the matrix too.
oh,
Like it's already happened, and now you see, like, I already did this. That
Yeah.
moment, yeah.
but there's been like the guys that I've worked with when I was up in the hospital, that I will like I will have a dream, and like I said, spirit team, Jesus, God will say, you need to tell them. I'm like, I'm not telling these people this. And so I promise you, I will make it like 2 to 3 days. And it's like, you gonna tell them? You gonna tell them? You ain't gonna tell them? You ain't gonna tell them. And so I'll be working around like, listen, I have got to tell you this. And I've always said, cause God or Jesus is gonna hell hack me until I tell you. And they'll be like, what you talking about? And I said, they'll be like, I don't know where it came from, so don't ask me. It just came. I don't know if it was a dream. I don't know if it was a vision.
Clear audience, man. That's what they call it.
What is it?
Clear audience, when you hear something that gives insight to like something around you or other people. Clear audience.
But you okay.
You hear it in your mind's eye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And then they'll be looking at you like, how do you know that? It's like, it just didn't, it's not something that you try. It's just
there.
It's just there.
So I'm trying to figure out, do I do for my third one, do I do Bombs Over Baghdad or do I do a different one? Or do I do the cancer lady?
Ooh, that one. I like that.
You like that one over Bombs Over Baghdad? I'm gonna do the cancer lady as next episode.
Okay. All right.
So the other dream, it's not really a prophetic dream as much as it reminds me of. So you were asking, is this real? So our CIA used to do remote viewing very heavily, late 70s and the 80s. That's kind of how Stranger Things became, like the show is based on remote viewing.
All right, I need to. Oh, George's.
They made a home.
All right, so I need you because
to explain what remote viewing is.
Yes.
So what remote viewing is they will basically ask people to astral project. So they will put people in one location and they will ask them about things in a different location,
Okay.
right? And they know those things in a different location, whether it's some form of astral projecting or remote viewing. So my body has been astral projecting for a while. It started during the pandemic. Someone in my family had the gift. They don't want the gift. I was like, give me that ish. So I have the gift. And I think I talked about how I first was like trying to navigate it when she was like, oh, can you hear me? And I was like, oh my God, I'm in hell. But it wasn't. She was coming down from the 5D to like the 3D to like talk to me and teach me. And so I've been like learning my gifts in like astral classes. So like I'll be in the dream state, but like in that in between where you can hear everything happening around you, but you're also not quite just in this state. And so in this particular one, I let my mom hear the video, the little message, because as soon as I wake up, I say the dream. Like I'll be like, this is what happened. Or yesterday's dream was, if I wake up and I like immediately gotta go. So in this dream, I go up to the attic. I'm part of an astral group and we're all doing our own thing. And so I take you through a series of astrals. And then this one, the last one is I go into this attic. And as I walk up the stairs, I see a man and his son sitting on one bench and the mom on a different bench. But I'm focused on the son because I visited the son before. He's like 6 years old. And I visited him before. So he's comfortable with me. He knows me. But the dad doesn't. The dad immediately thinks I'm like an evil spirit. And I say, no, I'm real. And I can tell you I'm real because I'm from the year 2022. And then he notices that I have an American accent. So now he's worried because he tells me he's from the year, I want to say he said 1992. And he said that we are bombing them. We as an Americans are bombing them right now. They are in Baghdad. And immediately I get emotional because I realize the dad is trying to hide the son from me so I don't harm the son. And I start apologizing and walking downstairs. I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm not gonna hurt you, I'm sorry. And I start walking down the stairs. And so when I get back to my body in the astral realm, and then I wake up in real life, and I have to sit with that. And it is so heavy that I like get emotional and start crying because I have terrified this family. They are hiding in their attics as we are bombing them actively. And I was like, that's heavy. That's a lot to sit with.
Yeah, it is a lot.
And so it's not necessarily a prophetic dream, but my mom was talking about The Others, the movie The Others. If you've never seen the movie The Others, see it. I got it on VHS. It's old. But it's Nicole Kidman's family. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the big reveal. It's like The Sixth Sense. They are living in this house that's haunted. Mm-hmm. Her husband goes to war and he comes back depressed. Mm-hmm. And then one day he just leaves. Mm-hmm. And we never see him again. Mm-hmm. And the film is in England, it looks like. It's really dreary throughout the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Right? And so it's her and the kids, her and I think it's two kids, a girl and a boy.
But wasn't it World War?
It was like World War II or World War One.
Yeah.
One of them. And he's a soldier. He comes back. Mm-hmm. And so he's just depressed. And then he leaves and we never see him again. Mm-hmm. And so the house is being haunted and they're trying to find out who's haunting it.
But remember, the children have they're photosensitive.
Yes. And that's probably why they live there, because the kids can't be in sunlight. Because they have a condition where they can't be in sunlight. Mm-hmm. So they keep the house dark at all times. And so no one can ever open the curtains and all of this. And so like there's some days like they'll wake up and curtains are open in the house. And she goes to the house and closes all the curtains.
And fuss at the wait staff.
Yeah, the wait staff. So she's thinking that they're trying to kill him. She's like, you're trying to kill my kid. You're trying to kill him. And then it goes to modern day. They're actually the ghost haunting the house. Mm-hmm. So the husband left. He was depressed because everyone was dead when he came back. Mm-hmm. And so then he just ended up leaving. But they're the ghosts haunting the house. And there's a seance going on with the new tenant. Mm-hmm. They're trying to figure out why are these people haunting the house. Mm-hmm. And who's there. Mm-hmm. And so like in that moment, I was the ghost haunting the house. and the dad thought I was evil, or that I was like helping them bomb them. So yeah, that's heavy. I ain't even in on that, but like that was my other. I have a lot of like timeline shift dreams and astral projection dreams, but that's the one that got me, and I was like, so yeah. So, Mom, where do you think we get the knowledge of the people from? And then where do you think like the astral and timeline? Like, what do you think that is? So do you think it's parallel universes? Do you think it's a people to the future? Do you think because time is a linear and we're experiencing like what is your
I think that I do think that sometimes I know I watch too much Marvel, but sometimes I do think that there's different,
there are. We've
like
proved
a
that.
multiverse.
We've proven that scientifically.
Really?
No, they're all stacked on each other.
I really think so, because there will be, I used to, as a child, would have like the same dream over and over.
They're trying to get you to remember it.
And that's what I didn't know, I didn't think of that until I got older. Because I'm just like, what is going, it's like,
But was it a dream or was it a memory?
I don't know.
That's the question. That's the question. Was it a dream or was it a memory? And that's how we're gonna end the episode. Where you're like, oh man, my life is crashing. Is it? Is it? Which one is it? So that I mean, I don't think you're supposed to know. I don't think we're supposed to know. So yeah, you can't figure it out, huh?
See, now you got,
It's a life mystery.
It
You're gonna forget
is.
it. The ADHD gonna kick in like
Yes.
10 minutes, not even. so we're fine. We're fine. So yeah, so that is today. We're gonna actually do another episode right after this. So that's what I'm gonna share. I have so many dreams. So this is definitely my jam when it comes to it. I want to do this for a living, like go through and just make money off dreams and interpreting. But yeah, so this is it. Before we leave, we are gonna cleanse the energy because it did get deep on the end there. Ooh, what? Hold this. You know I came prepared to clean some energy because you was gonna kill me with no so I was like, let me clear some energy. I didn't get any sage, but I carry this with me all the time.
How do I go back? I know you go, because when you put
can
it
just
up,
touch it, Ma.
I touched it and
So
it
that's probably how we got here in this situation. You touched it.
really.
He's like, I don't know what I touched. Mom, we know we're still recording because it still says we are.
Yes, but this, like the picture of me there. See how you sit down and it went back. I'm over it.
I don't know what happened. Oh, they didn't turn my lighter off. Okay, there we go.
It was still on.
Yeah, it's fine. This is an airplane safe lighter, by the way. I take it with me everywhere I go.
That looked like something that Brantley and Brady get in a lot of trouble with.
100%.
Be careful.
It's my it's okay. It's not gonna kill you. Well, I hope not. I just want to take this opportunity to cleanse the energy. So may you leave with the same energy you came with. May you take your energy with you so that we do not get it. May we leave and come with the same energy that we came with. So that nothing harmful can get with you, to stick with you, or anything of that nature. And you are protected and loved. All right, so let's go to episode 2. I'll put this on the side of the kitchen.